Hello my friends, it's Lionheart89 back with another video, and this is a lion vs bear account of a young lion in 1930 that was in an enclosure with a Siberian brown bear. And I'll read the account to you now, and then I'm going to explain some things afterwards, okay? A young lion in a circus at Kassel, Germany, confined in a cage adjoining a Siberian bear, tore down the thin partition and leapt on the bear. A furious battle ensued. The owner's wife, Frau Hassel, who was alone in the circus, courageously entered the cage armed with a wired whip and separated the combatants. The lion turned on her and terribly mauled her. Attendants, attracted by the woman's screams and the lion's roars, using revolvers and rods, chased the lion into a corner. It was so badly injured that it had to be destroyed. The bear died from its injuries, and Frau Hassel was taken to hospital in dying condition. So in this account, a young lion managed to inflict fatal injury upon a Siberian brown bear despite numerous attempts to break it free from the bear, despite so many attempts to actually remove it from the fight and stop it, prevent it from killing the bear still managed to die from its injuries. So this proves the level of destructive capability that a lion has. And people think that a lion, just because it's smaller than a bear, that it's incapable of inflicting fatal injury upon it. This is a big misconception. A lot of people assume that just because the bear is actually bigger, just because it's larger, that it is and stronger, that the lion doesn't have the predatory weaponry to actually inflict injury upon the bear. This is so not true. And lions have the destructive weaponry and capability to absolutely tear a bear to ribbons. Like, they can absolutely dig their claws in, bite, tear away with their claws. The hide is not impenetrable. Every bear fan believes that a bear's hide is impenetrable to a lion's claws and fangs. It's not. Okay, if it was, it wouldn't be dying from injuries of having claw marks all over its flesh. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Okay, but there are numerous accounts of bears dying just from the wounds that have been inflicted by a male lion on them. Okay, so this is a big misconception that bear fans have. They think that the lion doesn't possess the destructive capability to inflict fatal injury upon a bear when it does. Okay, I'm not saying the environmental circumstances in nature wouldn't be different if a lion were to encounter it within nature, because it would be, because they're not really confined together. There's not really a thorough fight or a very adverse battle being forced there. There's an option of flight for both animals. So it's different when you're looking at it from circumstances of them encountering each other within nature. In solitary confinement, it's very different, because they could potentially be pitted together. They could potentially be trapped in an environment where there's potentially no escape for the animals. So it's a different circumstance. And really, I would say that this is a young lion. I don't know the age of the bear because it doesn't really specify the age of the bear. So we don't know. We don't know what age this bear was. We don't know whether it was an old bear. We don't know whether it was a prime male bear. We don't know. It doesn't really specify that. So all it really says is that it's a Siberian bear. So it could be a young Siberian bear. It could be a prime male Siberian bear. It could be an old Siberian bear. So we don't really know. We don't really have that information, but still, there is still evidence to indicate that a lion can inflict fatal injury upon a bear. And I would say there's evidence from other accounts, because this account doesn't verify that, but obviously the Baltimore account verifies that. The Baltimore account it took place in 1911, and Baltimore was going up against a 900-pound Russian brown bear, 900 pounds in weight. So it's like 350 pounds heavier than Baltimore. And Baltimore still managed to kill it within 10 minutes. So this is obviously undeniable proof, and the Baltimore account is a legit account. It's not a bullshit account. Anybody can look into the Baltimore account if they don't believe that it's a genuine account. Okay, so this bear would have been, despite its health issues, would have been pretty durable. It would have been 900-pound specimen of brown bear is still going to be considerably durable. And I think in fight or flight, it ain't going to give a shit about its arthritis in fight or flight, okay? It's not, okay? It's going to be, in fact, that's the least of its worries. So really they're going to be in a struggle, they're going to be fighting, and the lion managed to sabotage the bear's neck. It managed to inflict fatal injury upon the bear's neck, and it managed to kill the bear within 10 minutes. Okay. So, and Baltimore was known to be an extremely aggressive lion. It was a very bad lion. Apparently, he was killed by he killed all of his trainers, apparently. He was a really bad lion. They could not tame this lion. This lion was extremely aggressive. And there are definitely Bari lions that probably would have lived, especially in captivity, that would have been exactly like Baltimore. So there were definitely Bari lions that would have lived, that definitely, like at its prime age and on a full tank, would have been a very evident threat to a bear. Okay, and definitely would have had a very good chance of killing a bear if it was trapped in solitary confinement with it. Now, I'm not going to deny that a larger bear could beat a lion, okay, or could defeat a lion in a fight. But pound for pound level, if we compared these two specimens on a pound for pound level, and I put a 550-pound extremely aggressive prime male Bari lion on a full tank against a bear that's the same weight, the Bari lion will end up killing the bear. Probably, in most cases, the lion is going to kill the bear. And I'm saying it's mostly going to go the lion's way. If a lion can kill a 900-pound fucking bear, then what chance has a bear at equal weight got against it? It's not going to be as durable as the bear that's 900 pounds in weight. So it's not going to be able to take as much punishment probably as the bigger bears are going to be able to take. A bigger bear is just more durable because there's just more body mass in parts of its neck and other areas. It overall just has more durability than a smaller bear. So a smaller bear is just not going to be able to take what a big bear can take. But believe me, 100%, I am 100% certain of this. If you were to compare healthy prime males of either like lion and bear, if you were to compare prime male specimens weight for weight of lion and bear, lion would destroy the brown bear. He would absolutely destroy the brown bear. He would destroy it. Like he would absolutely humiliate the brown bear. If this was a battle weight for weight, you know, if they were fighting weight for weight, the lion would definitely win. And it would actually take, the lion is too much of a specimen at its own weight to lose to a bear that size. It's just too much of a specimen. It would actually take a larger bear to beat a lion. It would definitely take a bear that's probably 750, 800 pounds in weight to beat a lion. You know, I'd probably say. You know, a healthy, aggressive specimen, a male lion, it would definitely take a bigger bear to win. You know, but a bear weight for weight, I just couldn't see a bear beating a healthy, aggressive specimen, a male lion. Not if we're talking about a healthy, aggressive specimen that fights, that knows how to fight. definitely not. The bear is going to get absolutely torn to pieces, and the lion is going to absolutely fuck him up. So, and not to mention that lion can definitely win in nature against the bear, because obviously I've seen large brown bears, 800-pound brown bears, maybe even a bit heavier, back down to dogs that are just way smaller than a lion. A dog is nothing compared to a lion, my friend. It is nothing compared to a lion. A lion has a different level of ferocity. It's got 4 times the bite force. It's extremely aggressive. And it's just and they're potentially over 500 pounds in weight. There's no way that the bear's always going to stand its ground against that thing. So if it's backing down to little tiny dogs that are like the size of a terrier, or it's backing down to Kangals and smaller dogs, then, or farm dogs, if it's backing down to these kind of dogs, it's definitely going to back down to a lion in nature. Not saying that it always will. There's definitely going to be times when the grizzly won't be intimidated, when the brown bear won't be intimidated, and it fights against the lion, and it might get the better of the lion in some cases, but it's definitely going to lose against the lion in nature. Of that, I'm 100% certain. The lion could definitely defeat the grizzly through intimidation in nature, and obviously, if it's an impressive enough specimen of Barbary lion, it definitely put up a good enough physical fight to potentially make it back down.